What's up, guys? Welcome back to Almost Functional. About to get into the round 6, which was the last round of ATC. Uh, so this was the single round on Sunday. Was pretty tired and drained. So we all decided, like, at this point, we really weren't going to finish well. So everybody was just wanted to try to play something they hadn't played yet, either in practice or at the event, just to get some reps and some knowledge into a new army. So with that as our goal, I ended up getting paired into a Tau list. Uh, so he ended up having Farsight, Commander in a Cold Star battlesuit, Commander in Crisis battlesuit, one Farsight team. He had two big Crisis battlesuit units with cyclic ion blasters and yeah, lots of cyclic ion blasters. Then he had two Ghost Keels, which I was super impressed with. He had two Piranhas. Uh, he had two stealth suit units, and he had two units of two Tetras, which I don't believe I'd ever seen before. They were a decent little unit, cheap for 80 points for what they did. Used them for screening and ran out and grabbed some objectives and stuff later in the game. Really liked those. So this ended up being a close loss for me. Uh, a lot of it's on me. Being tired and not of just the week and kind of not really caring as much now when he was running me through what his army did instead of asking questions and or even paying attention. I was kind of like, yeah, it's Tau. They're not good. I'll figure it out because everything here is Tau aren't good. And he actually ends up being someone who is a Marine player. So I have no clue what he does. He knows exactly what I do and exactly what he does. So I should have paid some more attention, and this maybe would have been a game I could have won. But just kind of taking Tau for granted, which you really should never do. I didn't necessarily deploy the way I should have, which I didn't realize till about mid game. Because those ghost keels being untargetable, the way I deployed myself behind, because I was just super scared of Tau shooting, because that's what Tau does. So the way I deployed my ballistas and vindicator behind buildings so that I could pop out and get some shots, I wasn't able to pop out and get within 12 of these ghost keels. So I really didn't have good shots to put at them. Same with the desolations. They're in the building. I have to pop out to get to them. So all my good shooting that can kill the ghost keels can't get in range to hurt the ghost keels. So they just kind of took the midfield objectives and just really controlled them for the game, which really ended up hurting me. So we did the purge the foe, kill more, hold more. So he ended up getting first turn. He was able to cleanse and extend battle lines with his ghost kills and stuff. He was able to push them out to get one and cleanse with what did he cleanse with, like a stealth suit unit or something. But he was able to get those points. Purge the foe. I was able to get a kill and no prisoners, so I guess that means I killed two units. I'm trying to remember what I killed. I put a lot of shots. He deep struck one crisis suit team, put the other on the table. I put a lot of shots into the one, but I didn't kill it. I left the commander and one guy in it. Um, the Firesight guy, Marksman, as lone operative, he never left his backfield. He just sat back there. I'm trying to remember what I killed for the no prisoners. Oh, I killed the two piranhas. He had pushed the piranhas up to get shots into my scouts and try to get a kill turn one, which they didn't do. Piranhas really didn't do as much as I thought they would. They was a little underwhelmed with the piranhas, so I was able to pick up the two piranhas, get an 8 point lead on Purge. Then he was able to kill, hold, and then kill more. So he was able to deploy teleport homers, no prisoners, because he killed one unit. I just held. I was actually unable to kill this turn because the only thing in range of a lot of my stuff was, or the ghost skills are the only things really close to me, and I wasn't able to hurt them. I was able to drop in another big suit, and or no, he might not. He might have waited a turn. I think he dropped the big suits in turn 3, maybe. But I was able to bring it down because his for some reason, crisis suits are vehicles now. So I was able to kill the last crisis suit with the whirlwind out of the squad I shot earlier and leave just the character, which got me 3 points, and then I was able to extend my battle lines up. And then on his turn, he got kill hold. He got assassination off of Ragnar, because Ragnar's on this turn here. I tried to I paid the CP to put the Desolation Marines into DevDoc, and I was going to try to advance them out and pick up the Ghost Keel on the middle objective. They rolled a 1 or 2 for their advance, whatever it was, which only got like 2 guys in range. I really needed like a 4 to a 5 to get a lot of guys in range to even really have a good chance of picking it up. So like, alright, I'm going to CP that. So I CP'd it, which was my only CP had left at that point, and roll a 1. So now I can only get 1 guy in range. So that is, don't even come out. I was like, alright, I can't deal with that Ghost Keel. So advance Ragnar's squad out, and we're going to try to charge the other Ghost Keel, which I think was like a 7-inch charge. But now I don't have a reroll on that, and then they end up failing it. So I end up, if either one of those goes off, I pick up 1 Ghost Keel, and then I can probably find a way to win this game. But I failed both of those, so then Ragnar's squad then he ends up dropping in now on turn 3 and picking up Ragnar's squad. He doesn't get area denial because I'm able to contest it with scouts. And then he does get assassinate because he picks up Ragnar. But he only kills Ragnar and the Blade Guard. So then on my turn, I'm able to kill more, or hold more. I think I just hold more because I had the little scouts sitting on the contesting the middle from the Ghost Keel. But I'm unable to get area denial because I can't kill that Ghost Keel, and I don't get overwhelming force because I can't kill anything off objectives because the only thing on the objectives are the stupid Ghost Keels. So at that point, I realize I'm in trouble. The Vindicator and Ballistus are going to have to move out into the open and take shooting to hopefully be able to get to a Ghost Keel the next turn. Maybe should have made that decision a turn earlier, but I was hoping the Ragnar and the Desolations would do it, but they didn't. So at this point, I realize I'm in trouble. So then he gets a 12. He actually gets behind enemy lines. And then I also get a 12 at this point. I think I got kill more finally this turn because he didn't kill much, I think. Then I get overwhelming force and assassination. I finally kill off one of the crisis suits commanders. He 12s again, and then he gets secure no man's land overwhelming force. I can only pull off an 8, and all I get is deploy. So we end up tying on primary, and then he gets me by 5-7 on secondary. So if I if I had realized, if I had listened to what he was telling me about his army and just even thought about it, I would have needed to deploy in a way that I was able to get to the Ghost Keels if they pushed middle, which may have stopped them pushing middle, so I may have never got to them, but then they wouldn't have been just sitting there dominating the middle objectives on me. So that really, once again, I wouldn't say I lost this one in deployment. I lost this one in talking over our armies with lack of knowledge of what he did, and he knows what everything I have does. So that really, I believe, was the difference in the game. With knowledge of his list now, how Tau kind of can play, what some of this stuff does, I believe I win this matchup if I play it again. So that's always pay attention to what your opponent's army can do, ask questions, especially about lone operatives and stuff like that, because that was huge. He also has the 2 drones that 0 damage 2 weapons that go into it, so the one turn I was able to get the ballistas into it. He was able to get rid of the 2 las cannon shots, and just 1 crack went through it. Did a couple wounds to it, but wasn't enough. And the other Ghost Keel, I never even got shots on it because it was back on like the skewed back objective, how they're on the line. It was on, and so I just never got anything in range other than 1 turn Ragnar then potentially had a charge onto it, and after that he moved it back to just toe in on that objective. So there was no way for me to get to that one. So this one I believe I lost in even before deployment, just talking over armies. And then I deployed badly, but it's because I didn't have knowledge. Whereas in the Blood Angels, I know what their stuff does, I just didn't think about it. So I had the knowledge, I just deployed badly in the Blood Angel game. This one I deployed badly because I didn't have knowledge, and my opponent was trying to give it to me before the game, running their list down to me. But being the end of the weekend, we hadn't done well. I was just like, whatever, it's Tau, I'll figure out and get a win. So that's all completely on me being too nonchalant. I mean, in the end, I really don't care that I lost. I learned a lot about the Tau, which will help me going forward. We weren't going to place well anyway, so. But this is a matchup I should win and could win now that I know what Tau do, and if I'd have just listened to what he was telling me. But really nice guy, great game. Gave me a dice for his team. They're called the Moo Crew, Death and Glory Moo Crew. His wife was there. She was really nice. But so overall, it was a fun game. He's a Marine player, so Thunderfire, Scouts. We were talking about all the legends and stuff, reminiscing and lamenting the loss of some of these units that we've had. Not just the rules for them, just the fact that I've owned these models for years because I've played second editions of some of this stuff I've had for 10 years or so or more, like the new Scout kits and stuff. And I've got old Scouts, so just kind of sad to see that they're going away. Like, I understand why, but it's just kind of still sad to see some units that I've have memories of from editions and editions ago having on the tabletop that, like, I've had these Scouts on the shelf since like 7th edition when they were kind of good, and whenever I look at them I'm like, alright, one day you'll be good again, I'll put you on the list, and they are good now. Now if I ever look at them I'm like, I'm never going to get to use you again, like you're just completely gone, and so it's kind of a sad thing. But that's it for the ATC recap. Overall, the list played the way the list was supposed to play. There's a couple deployment issues in 2 of the games that caused me to not do the scores the list is supposed to do, but that was me, not the list. And then a Custodes game where I put them in the positions they're supposed to be in, just the dice skewed on some crazy charges and explosions to make the loss more than it should have been. So I think the list overall did what it was supposed to do. It just could have been piloted better. And there are a couple minor design changes I'll make. Well, one, now that some of these changes I couldn't make just because of allies I didn't have access to because of the way ATC is laid out. But I will be doing a video on that. I'll be running down how I would change that list and what version of it I might possibly run now, and also break down the Death Watch list I'm thinking about running. And I guess I'll let you guys vote and give me opinions on which one you think I should run, and maybe possibly any changes you think I should do to it. But that will be coming up. But thank you guys for hanging out and listening to me talk about my good and bad games. And let me know if you do or don't disagree with any of my thoughts on how I should have played these games, and whether, if I played them different, I really could have got the results I believe I could have. And if tell me why if you disagree. But I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.